Shadow Minister Mims Davies.
Oh, didn't realise that was on. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Gosh, that went quickly. May I, with leave of the House, Madam Deputy Speaker, respond very gratefully on behalf of His Majesty's official opposition. I have been truly grateful to listen to so many heartfelt points, views, important history lessons, and members champion issues and giving insights and showing great work of their tireless community champions across this House. There are so many reasons to be optimistic for the future of this country, and the lives of black people within our own constituencies are absolutely reasons to celebrate. And I do welcome once again the Minister confirming the update on the Windrush unit, the new Windrush voice, and the a focus on honouring the contributions and addressing the redress. And again, pay tribute to the Honourable Lady from Brent East, who sounds like she's as good as ironing as I am. Great excuse, get your friend to help. But she spoke beautifully and powerfully as ever, and I enjoyed hearing her beautiful poem. The Honourable Gentleman from the Liberal Democrats, so congratulations to him as the first black Lib Dem MP. And he spoke importantly about enriching the diversity of this place, and Councillor Jenny Williams from his constituency, a trailblazer like many we heard of this afternoon, and highlighted the most ethnically diverse Parliament ever, which we have all celebrated this afternoon, and mentioned Lord Woolley, who I've had the pleasure of working with, and his focus on social mobility. And my time at DWP, it was an honour to get to know him. Margaret and Godfrey from the Tea Room, Madam Deputy Speaker, have made an appearance rightly across this chamber, but he's not in his place at the moment, but our excellent Sergeant at Arms was listening, and there's another gentleman in his place at the moment, but he's another true trailblazer in this House. Nigerian born with Sussex links, he is our first black Sergeant of Arms appointed in 2019, and we're delighted to have him. The Chair of the Women and Equality Select Committee this afternoon spoke movingly about the importance of intersectionality and addressing those issues, and it gives me the opportunity to pay tribute at the box to Helen Tomlinson, the first cross-government DWP menopause employment champion. There is a new champion in town, but she has some very fine shoes to fill, and that work reflecting black women's experience both in menopause and, as we've heard, around a pregnancy and birth is very important. The Honourable Member from Huntington, my friend, spoke about a personal love story which overcame prejudice. He also mentioned that there was a lot of football mentioned this afternoon, and there are heroines all across singing and artistry and culture, and it gave me a chance to mention one of my heroines, the amazing Beverly Light. What a talent she is. Had the pleasure of meeting her many moons ago in a different guise. But my honourable friend from Huntington did a thought-provoking speech speaking about the powerful importance of role models, and that race need not, in modern Britain, be any kind of barrier to success, and we all celebrate this afternoon. May I congratulate the new member for Beckenham and Penge, the new constituency, on his maiden speech, mentioning Baroness Benjamin, an icon from the screens growing up, and spoke about being stronger together, and highlighted the disability employment gap and the lack of sporting opportunities. My dad was disabled for over 25 years, and I recognise much in what he shared with the House, and may I wish him well in his new position. And also mentioned David Bowie, which is always a good thing to hear. The Honourable Lady from Brighton Pavilion spoke about her Brighton and Hove Black History Group and the importance of black voices and black authors. She's not currently in her place, but she also talked about an unsolved murder and the heartfelt family impact of that, and I wish her well in finding answers. The Honourable Member for Birmingham and Erdington talked about the power of hard work and determination and being a child of the Windrush generation, and wanted to celebrate rightly black trailblazers and the progress that's been made, and mentioned one of her local trailblazers as well, and she has truly made her mark in this place. And spoke about the importance of Mary Seacole and dismantling those barriers being the guiding message, which I think we all agree with. The Honourable Member for Southend East and Rochford spoke about the importance of mentors once again, being the first black MP for his constituency, the importance of black pioneers and black excellence when it comes to music, and the importance of economic prosperity for all. And I think we can truly agree with that one. In terms of another important maiden speech, the new member for Burton and Uttoxeter talked about the weaving of the fabric of black history into daily lives and the importance of school councils. Congratulations, Mrs Hunter, on what she has done for the Labour Party, and he will continue to do. And may I welcome him to this place. And there's a second speech on Monday, potentially on veterans and service that he can crack on with, making his mark in this House with. The Honourable Member for Southend West and Lee, the celebration of change makers, the human form of the UN, I absolutely love that. Spoke about being an actor, but also talked about the importance of tackling online racism, and I think that was incredibly important. And as the Slavery Museum that he spoke about comes forward for 2028, the opportunity for us to celebrate universal suffrage and that struggle that unites us is very important. I congratulate him on an excellent speech. In terms of another maiden, may I welcome the new member for Suffolk Coastal. The Right Honourable Dame Therese Coffey was my boss previously, and I enjoyed working with her. But the new member there spoke very movingly about the impact of dementia. Neither my mum or dad knew that I came to this place. I cannot imagine the pain of having your mum here but not by your side in this journey, and may I wish her very well in this place. It was a heart-wrenching and poignant contribution, a first contribution, a very brave, and congratulate her on her success. My mum indeed was from Newcastle-under-Lyme, so the Honourable Member for there spoke. Oh, of course I will.
That is excellent news, and I look forward to taking the Honourable Lady for a cup of tea so I can get the lowdown. But can she tell us where in Newcastle-on-Lyme her mother had the benefit of being from?
Well, originally she was found on the steps of the local vicar, and she was a foundling. I don't think I've ever admitted that, actually. So, yeah, you've prized that out of me today. But very importantly, he spoke about the ladder of opportunity. And also there's been conversations this afternoon about being confused for other members. May I assure my colleagues that I'm often confused. I always like to think it would be for Kim Wilde or Debbie Harry, but it's not. It is. I have modelled myself somewhat on that. You may have noticed, but it's actually for the Right Honourable Member for Staffordshire Moorlands. So there you go. I thought I'd better share that this afternoon. I couldn't be more pleased about it, especially because she's a right on. Moving on to the member for West Bromwich, talked about Big Ron and the Baggies, the trio skillful black players, and about barrier breaking. And of course about Hyacinth, another local hero who changed the world of black hair care locally. We all need a good hairdresser. Thank goodness for Hyacinth. And in a run for the money, the Honourable Lady for Croydon East tried to claim the Human United Nations tag. I think there's a definite competition here. And talked about the input that her grandparents made after that call for help, and that was reflected very strongly in many contributions. The Honourable Member for Bathgate and gal, I've got it, nearly there, spoke about the first black Scottish MP in 1865. Truly fascinating, and that 30-year career focusing on equal suffrage and women's suffrage as 2028 comes up. So poignant. The member for Leighton and Wanstead also spoke about black history being vital to highlight in shaping modern Britain, again reflecting people of colour and black soldiers who've contributed so much, and the story of Jake and being recognised so late in his life, but it was a powerful story of those who serve and come to this house as well to serve. And of course we then heard again from another Stokey, which I was pleased to hear about, the Staffordshire Black Business Network. Incredibly important to have access to cash and learnings and working from, to have those mentors to work with, which lets me turn to my closing remarks. A gentleman called Miles Stacey, in his time when we were in government at Number 10, who did a huge amount of work on social mobility, inclusion, access to cash and smashing the glass ceilings, and I hope the new government will continue to build on his work. And the former member from this end, the Right Honourable Member for Maidenhead, all of her work around race disparity. And in fact, the Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities concluding that Britain is truly a model multi-ethnic society. More to do and more to build on. I don't want to paint an overly optimistic picture or disregard any long-standing issues, but it's really important to recognise that any country can see further progress, and this side of the House will always work incredibly hard to make sure that we see all the progress that we want for all of our communities. And as the Honourable Member for Brent East said so well last week, black history is British history, and I'm so pleased to have been sharing in this debate, this general debate which has been held in government time, which has been inspired by her once again. Today has been truly a reflection of the finest times in this House, which often delivers inspirational, collegiate and determined group conversation and debate, reflecting our communities, our strengths together, celebrating difference alongside the bonds that truly bind and unite us.